Hello, my name is Serge Ramelli. I'm a French photographer living in Paris, and today I'm going to show you how to set up your camera to do HDR. Now, I don't have all the cameras in the world and I'm only using Canon, but if you understand how to set up a Canon camera, you should be able to find the same settings on other like Nikon or Sony type bodies. I will show you also how to do it on the S90 from Canon. Because a lot of compact camera today can do HDR. So let me show you in details. Alright, so this is a Canon 5D Mark II. Before I show you how to do the exposure bracketing, let me just give you a couple of advice on how to set up your camera before doing HDR. I always shoot HDR in AV mode, aperture value, AV, you can see here. Meaning that when I go for making a photo, when I press this wheel, as you can see here, I change the aperture. And I usually put an aperture of 8, 9, well, between, let's say, 7 and 11. Or, yeah, something like that. That gives me a pretty big depth of field, which is important when you do landscape, you know, to have kind of everything in focus, and I usually focus on something that's in the middle of the landscape with, you know, 8 or 9 of aperture value. This should get you a pretty neat picture. Then make sure that the ISO is at 100 and put your timer on. So you can, on the 5D marker, you can either put 2 seconds, which is what I have here, or 15 seconds, which is this. Let me put it on 2 seconds. White balance, I put it on AWB, which means automatic white balance, because I only shoot RAW files. And on RAW files you can change afterwards, as you will see in a later video, the white balance. Next, I go into the menu and I make sure that I am into quality RAW. Then I go into this. This is the item you need to find. It's called, on Canon, but I think on all the camera it's called AEB, meaning automatic exposure bracketing. And so once you find this option, you click and you select it. Here on the 5D Mark II, I put on the wheel. And what I do, this is what I do. So I know other photographers don't do that, but as the Canon cameras only give you the option of 3 photos, I only take 3 photos. One, let me show you again. One which is at -2, one which is at 0, and one which is at +2, giving me 3 photos. So that's basically it. I usually shoot I can shoot by hand HDR if it's during the day and there's a lot of lights, you know, to have like nice clouds. But whenever it gets a bit darker, I put a tripod right away. Okay, now that I have set up everything, all I have to do is I press on the button, it beeps, and it takes 3 photos. And look at this. You can see one of the photos is very clear, very light, sorry. The other one is very dark, and the other one is normal. So this is bracketing, and this is what we're going to be doing, not on my desk items, but on real landscapes in the next videos. See you soon. Okay, so this is a Canon S90. Let me show you that I'm at f8. I'm into AV mode, just like on the Canon 5D Mark II. My ISO is set at 80, which is the lowest for that camera. Always go for the lowest ISO, it will give you the cleanest pictures. And all I have to do now is put on bracketing. So on this camera, it's not going to be easy so you can see. You have this item where you can see 3 squares, a dark one, a white one, and a clear one. Let me select it. And it says take 3 shots at different focal distance. No, that's not what I want. Take 3 shots at different exposure. That's what I want. And I just click on function set. Okay, now you have the icon which is there. All I have to do now is put in the timer, which is this little thing here. Okay. And now I'm ready to take a photo. Okay, so all I have to do now is that, you know, usually I should be on a tripod. And I have my timer on, which is set on 3 seconds for this camera. So I press the button, it goes 1, 2, 3, and it's going to take my 3 photos. A normal one, a dark one, and a very light one. Okay, let me show you. Of course, you always shoot in RAW, as I told you earlier. And basically that's that. So this is the last one, which is the very light one. Then we have the very dark one, and we have the normal one. Now in the next videos we're gonna see how to merge all these 3 exposures into just one using different methods.